Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, it's me in the morning playing a bit of Rogue Trader because for the last 2 days I hadn't had the opportunity to. Okay. So we got balanced maul with more shove attacks. You know what? Fuck it, let's go with it. Yeah, it's just going to be me playing the game. It's not going to be anything super fancy, it's just me progressing the story. We are at Riken Minores, we're going to the Electrosymposium thingy. So, yeah. That is the plan, pretty much, for today. Okay.
We'll cover the landing area, your lordship. Glory to the von Valancius dynasty.
My house would be proud of me.
Judging by the dead people's equipment, they were the same wardens the governor sent to the monastery's aid.
A soldier would have been disciplined for such a performance.
Okay. Get more items. Collect those as well.
Lay people unworthy of entering the hallowed Cenobite humbly said their prayers next to this computational altar.
What do we have?
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Okay, fair enough. That's not good. Okay.
The heretics were killed swiftly and ruthlessly. They never had time to reach for their
Mistress
weapons.
Gabella, you move with the utmost confidence in unfamiliar places. And yet, until now, you have spent your entire life on a void ship.
This place is almost like the plasma drive chambers on the flagship. The deadly flashes of the machine's spark, the smell of scorched flesh, and threads that must be severed.
On the maladies of machine spirits and the ways of diagnostic divination.
This is out of the ordinary. We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Mummified.
A tech priest's body rests on a metal table, surrounded by sparking spirals of copper coil. A patina of sacred unguents covers his withered flesh. His augmatics have been polished with great care. Intricate electus cover the dead man's crossed arms and bare torso, and strands of wires envelop his head. Pasquale respectfully bores his head before the dead man and carefully touches the shriveled body with the tip of his mechadendrite.
Honored adherent, I thank you for showing us the truth of Fabricator General Pekrovor's maxim, death does not end the service of a spirit driven.
Examine the body.
The body seems motionless, but you notice a slight tremor in the fingertips. This ancient servant of the Omnisar must be data dreaming. His mind, enveloped in digital reverie, can persist for hundreds or thousands of years while his frail body is decaying. This sacred state of trance is a great reward only earned by the wisest and most pious servants of the machine god.
Such purity of color. I have never seen anything like it. Deep tranquility shrouded in a cool white cloud. Such unity of thought and spirit, the dead are incapable of exuding such hues.
Next to the table the body is resting on, you see small amulets crafted from burned cogitator circuit boards. There is no dust on these small offerings. They were clearly left here recently.
Can you hear me, Tech Priest?
The light in the crypt becomes a little brighter and sharper, and the smell of ozone fills the air. The vox on the ceiling comes alive and lets forth a solemn binary aria that turns into a crackling, somnolent voice.
In this dark hour, I am ready to bring you good tidings, Tech Brethren. Now respond with the words of the second galvanic hymn.
The second galvanic hymn is a revered and miraculous prayer of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Naturally, you know it very well.
Let us praise the twin charges, the body electric, and the Omnissiah, who lights the spark of reason with us, and let us carry his charge to those who can turn their minds towards his light.
Let it be so indeed.
Who or what are you?
The vox's voice grows louder.
Praetor Electroid der Impulse 2, by the will of the Omnissiah, the prior of this monastery and the guardian of the miraculous fusion reactor, now and ever, world without end. Here, I am one with the motive force, and it opens my mind to the sacred impulses of knowledge. I am one with the motive force, and it opens my mind to the sacred impulses of knowledge. My reason has become as fast as the flying electron in the ray of light, and time is no more for me, for I am eternal. In my binaric reverie, I comprehend the wisdom of the machine god and share it with the humble priests who come to my cell, thirsting for my knowledge.
The monastery is under attack by heretics. Can you help?
In my data dream, I saw their unholy requests and rejected them angrily, for it is said in the 4th article of security, no unbeliever's hand shall intrude upon the operation cycle. They have seditious designs on the relic, but should I give you, who does not belong to our faith and fellowship, my blessing to stand up to the blasphemers?
Would you prefer to wait until they get their dirty hands inside your sacred reactor? Do you have any idea what they will do?
The relic, the mere thought of its desecration is a blasphemy. The mere chance of it is a sacrilege. So be it. In the name of shaming the unbelievers, I grant you the blessing of special access and protection from the rage of the motive force.
Dry cracking sounds come from inside the crypt's walls as awakened cogitators process the ancient tech priest's command.
Let us walk this path to the end.
The mummified tech priest rests on the table, enveloped in wires. The mummified tech priest rests on the table, enveloped in wires.
Are we doing it the scummy way? I know Alex is in
Know your duty.
Henrix is in there. You shall be purified by the motive force. Okay, fair enough.
Grovel before the faithful.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer.
Okay, one down.
There is only death, yours or mine.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Oh, no.
I will not be deterred. Rejoice in service.
If I may.
Get over to Pascal and
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
The shadows will see it, caught by the web. This goes against the tenets. Come, the other side awaits.
Who down?
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. It will be done. Indeed.
Okay, nice.
As the tactical imperative dictates. That is an equation.
33 damage, not bad.
Variable.
Guided by faith. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Honestly, putting a sniper rifle on her was not a bad idea.
The Emperor, your corrupt way has failed you. May my wrath be thy undoing. Reduced to dust.
Okay. And we actually have a level up as well. Overflexed. Okay, yeah. Get back in the fight. Move, move, move. Take aim. Target's next attack will ignore cover and will have double the effective distance. Voice of command, ignore the enemy. Okay. If the target has voice of cam, ignores attacks of opportunity. If the target is under effect of a, immediately make an attack of opportunity against an adjacent enemy targeting the one with the lowest remaining wounds. This ability can only target allies. Okay. You know what? Break their lines could be good. Spare magazine. I think spare magazine is the one we should be going for. Summary execution. If the commissar's kills. When all stacks of never stop shooting should be lost, they become 11 stacks instead. Melee kickback. If end their turn, the Fortress Square character. Combat addict. You know what? Spare magazine. A reload is good in longer fights. Weapon. You know, strength. And wait, it gain increased chance to hit, yeah. Source, guide the soul, navigate the starch altar. Yep. Navigator makes all resistance sets with willpower if it's higher than base characteristics. Navigator's willpower is higher than their toughness. Their what? The willpower is 50. Okay, so that's actually yeah. Precise, intimidation, perfect shot. Operative remove one exploit from fight. If there's only one enemy in the area, the operative remove all exploits. All Allies gain percentage. You know what? Yeah, sure. Fortune, fire manipulators. Manipulating can attack, dealing armor penetration. Okay, yeah, no. How much perception can we boost? Plasma melta weapon. Guess we need to get him some plasma melta weapons. Yes, he has 75. Okay. No, strength. Bolt weapon expert. Dual wielding grenadier. Heavy weapon proficiency. Melee specialist. I think we're going that, honestly. Pumping up the health on her is probably the best thing we can do. We can't loot these.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Yeah, we're doing this.
I'm not satisfied with that answer. I will repeat my question again. The last electro priest you killed, where did you find him?
Burn in the fire of dawn, servant of the corpse emperor!
And another one meets the limit of his utility. The last of them.
The tall, dark-haired man sizes you up with a quick glance. A supernatural chill is making the air around him crackle softly. The expensive fabric of his jacket is stitched with gold thread and marked by several reddish-brown stains. A four-sword and a vox hang from his belt, and the emblem of the Holy Inquisition glitters on his chest.
Seneschal. Isn't this the shop we were supposed to find for the Lord Inquisitor?
I dare say it is, Lord Captain. Now, if it were possible for the gentleman to properly introduce himself and dispel our doubts.
Seneschal?
Lord Captain, do I have the pleasure of speaking to a rogue trader? Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrichs van Kalox of the Imperial Inquisition's esteemed Ordo Xenos. I must confess, I'm perplexed to meet someone of your standing in a place like this.
1. I am here to collect you. I am under orders from the Lord Inquisitor to offer any assistance you may require, after which I am to provide you safe passage to footfall aboard my ship.
Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task. Starting with her. You have provided exactly the kind of specialist that this situation requires.
I am the Domin's shadow. If he says the word, I will protect you. If he says the word, I will take you to the Undying One.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You are addressing a rogue trader.
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium's subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer? Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor. I came to Rykad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny. My visit to the monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions. Someone by the name of Aurora is leading the rebellion. Data indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor. Given the prophecy of the final dawn, and the special efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted final dawn.
That would put a new sun to the problem. Ashes scholarly soft. This wretched planet troubles are none of my concern. I'm taking you in. I can help you with Aurora. Let's join forces.
Thank you. Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. And extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base. I am positive that not all of the electro-priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the electro-priests treat with special piety.
Okay, so who do we want to replace here? Abelard is... I think this is how we're going to run it. Yep.
The Divine watches over us.
The hard, uncomfortable Somno meditation bed is equipped with neural ports to connect the sleeper to the monastery's cogitator network.
Currently have a really melee focused
Attention
group.
to detail is the key to success.
Okay, you are a warrior, but you're a psyker warrior, so it's interesting that way. Picking up that, then go weapon skill. Invigorate. How are you with skills? Xenolore is fairly high. Warplore is not. You know what, Xenolore. Weapon skill. The psi rating until the end of combat every time an ally uses an heroic act. Crit chance, Hymn of Hatred. No, I think we're doing... Yeah, we're doing that. Wait. Every time the psyker deal damage, they gain 1 stack of sanguine. If the damage was dealt to a target adjacent, they gain 2 stacks instead. When the psyker suffers lethal damage, the stacks remove, reduce damage one until they. Okay, yeah. Coercion. Picking up what kind of a Psyker would do. Charge and push increase damage of ranged attack made against an opening. When a warrior parries, their. Okay, yeah. Each kill. And no more damage on you, honestly. And then. Melee attack, deal additional 4 damage. No adjacent cells. Strength. Could go willpower as well. Mostly willpower. Enfeeble. Emperor's Shield. And what do we have? Psychic Minoris. Each level of Psychic. The act is the new. It's also strengthen the psychic powers. Yep. He has weapon skill. He's decent on toughness. Willpower it is. And what do we have here? Athletics. No, Xenolore. Okay, he's up to snuff. Ready to go.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperium.
The impure cannot escape their fate.
Okay, where is it? It's over there. So. Okay.
I bring
Memory
mercy
serves me
and
right.
retribution.
Oh, you have a force sword.
The Emperor is on our side.
There's nothing there. Okay. We are going to charge.
For the
There.
throne's glory.
Does that actually do... Yeah, that does... That does...
I won't object to it.
In one result.
Naturally. The Inquisition sends their regards.
My faith strengthens me.
Ouch.
Throne take you.
I mean, certainly right, that should be a safe spot, but I don't know, honestly.
Rejoice, service.
Okay, you missed everything. That's one, we're doing
I
that.
will not be deterred.
And then doing that.
Rejoice in service.
I'm done with this.
Okay, nice. That actually works.
And so
okay, that's
shall
good
it
to
be
know.
done.
Follow my lead.
Follow my lead.
Focus. Van Callos. Focus.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
We're going to move
Step aside.
forward, but
The
we're not going
navigator is
to
coming.
go anywhere helpful, sadly enough. Okay. Oh, I can hit him. Targets hits from the next test.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
You actually hit. Great.
My vow is to serve.
Weapon at the ready.
Yep. That is what I expected. So. We're just going to pass turn for you.
But of course, nothing stands against me.
Good.
Let's see to it.
That's annoying.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I will do my...
I am a navigator.
Should have had a sniper.
If I may. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Once per combat, if the wearer does not use any abilities during their turn, the end their turn immediately grants all adjacent enemies or all adjacent allies.
Approved.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Now we
I
push up.
will leave footprints of scarlet.
High momentum.
I am but a vessel for the higher purpose.
Out of range, can't hit that. Okay.
The healing is much appreciated. A tactically sound approach.
Hey.
At your beck and call. I've suffered worse.
I got 500. You dodged 500 attacks with your party members. Achievement just now.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
That's mildly annoying.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I see I'm lacking range power.
Not yet. Not by your hand.
That is... I might actually need to rethink the things with...
A dance of blades and shadows. Death is a blessing. As honor ordains.
and we're going all the way back here. Not great, but...
I am the chosen weapon that will crush the heathens.
17, 23.
Actions will speak louder than words. Rejoice in service.
They gain 10 stacks and never stop shooting. At the end of turn, their stack. There's a chance. Okay, fair enough.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
I might actually need to upgrade the charge, because that might be the thing that actually makes use out of my...
I am a navigator. Another foe painted black. If I may.
So a full melee team is really horrible when it comes to stuff like this, which kind of was granted, not gonna lie. That makes Agatha and Nidra.
Death comes in silence.
May the Divine's will be done.
No one is in there. Okay, great.
The Emperor commands.
My place is at the fore. Victory is imminent. I took care of this one.
Okay, it is just the last guy in the back. 160 health chaos bomb. Turn and stay.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Yep, that works.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Just outside the range.
Not that universal.
Your end is nigh. And so it shall be done. I will not be deterred.
Okay, Abelard is next on the turn.
I cannot comply.
Takes it down. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I will do my duty. We'll rule the stars themselves. A tactically sound approach.
You parried it.
It will be done. Who thought that was a good idea? At your beck and call. Victory
Keep
is
beating him. Yeah, you dodged it. Too bad. Oh, made it through. Nice. Bit still short on
Emperor,
range.
give me strength.
Okay. And yeah, a bit short still. Okay.
My ears are ringing.
Actions will speak louder than words.
Out of range. Out of range. Okay.
I will do my duty.
27 damage.
It will be
Open door. And then
Be careful not to cross my gaze. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
miss. Too bad.
My enemies will be crushed like dust beneath my feet. The Emperor commands.
This is a thing that actually bothers me the most. Why can't I loot it?
Was a shameful failure.
Let the faith guide my
The
path
heretics
to
who
glory.
came too close to the motive force-infused mechanism were killed by a single devastating lightning strike.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
I got goods here. A plasma pistol. Don't mind if I do. Pascal.
A multitude of symbols are carved into the enormous generator. You realize they are the foundational tenets of the Electro-Priest religion.
An expected
Standing
result.
out among them is the triumph of reason over all other facets of human nature.
Can't loot them.
We are bound by the
Which is-
blood of my
Yep. And that's why I hate this fucking room. We are going to take a quick trip back to the shuttle. Loot is also bugged, so yeah, that's kind of why. Collect. Yep. That room is so annoying. There's no question about it, honestly. So we are going to take a quick trip back to... I also want to have... I need to think through this. We have a fair bit of... We have a fair bit of melee characters as it is already. Putting the plasma on you, honestly. We have a fair bit of melee characters already. So we kind of want to replace someone with Agatha, honestly. I think that is the best thing we can do. So the question is, I think it has to be Kybella. Sadly enough, it's Kybella that's getting replaced. Right now, anyway, because we have a dual mission where we need 2 slots to be filled up. Which is... It is like it is. Do I actually have any? If the wear range could gain 5% bonus to critical chance for the next range attack against the same enemy. What do you have? Oh, you have just pure 5% damage and hit chance. Yeah, no, we're sticking you as it is. This setup is actually fairly decent, honestly. Yeah. Symposium. We're replacing Kybella with Agatha. For the simple reason, they're both dogmatic. I want to keep Abelard. I want to keep Pascal.
Let us walk this path to the end.
It screws us over because we have 2 required members currently. And there's only usually 1 required member and your main leader. But the fact that we don't have any range is screwing us over majorly. And when I say no range, we don't have reliant range. Also healed up everyone. Is a good idea.
Know your duty.
Okay, move quickly. Okay. Scallop.
Unlocked.
The bodies of careless cultists have been thoroughly fried by an arc of the motive force. A crowd of cultists has surrounded a tech priest crucified upon a mechanism. A rhythmic whisper repeated by 100 voices blends into some blasphemous enchantment. Powerful discharges of the motive force run through the machine, causing the unfortunate prisoner's body to convulse brutally and forcing woeful cries of pain from his lips. The tech priest's hoarse voice echoes under the ceiling.
In the clenched claws of stagnation, in the shackles of iteration 0, under the iron wing, let the cycle be discontinued.
Pasquale's mechadendrites spring into combat mode instantly, and a wrathful rattle comes from his vox.
I am registering a severe violation of the Purity Protocol. The Blessed Amarnat has been captured by heretics and is being tortured.
Look around the hall.
The heretics have taken up positions everywhere, and many more are doubtlessly hiding in the passages leading out of the hall. For now, they are all focused on the sacrilegious torture of the tech priest and do not notice you.
We must kill them all.
My analysis of the situation indicates the overwhelming numerical superiority of the enemy. In an open confrontation, the Blessed Amarnat may be randomly or deliberately harmed by fire. I have an alternative proposal to direct engagement.
The mechadendrite points to the corpses of heretics lying nearby.
We can use the blasphemers' clothing as a disguise. Unrecognized, we can sabotage the power units, overloading them and thus cleansing the Hall of Heretics.
The lightning discharges have charred the cultists' corpses. Whiffs of smoke rise from their empty eye sockets, whose contents have evaporated. Their clothes, covered in the blood of innocents, are crudely painted over with emblems of the archenemy, which exude a repulsive air of soul decay.
I shudder with disgust at the mere thought of having to touch clothing adorned with unholy symbols, let alone wear it. This is the first step toward falling, a small compromise with evil that will lead to something greater. Is there truly no other way, rogue trader?
The signs of the archenemy are not just painted symbols, but conductors of its will. The words of their prayers, even spoken without faith, their coats of arms, even deceitfully worn, all this increases the presence of the ruinous powers near you and draws their corrupting attention to you.
Cassia stares in horror at the corrupted clothes and the scattered human ashes.
Do not make me.
You would disgrace yourself donning these painted rags? Iconoclast, if it helps to save a worthy man, I would put on the clothes. I will not allow corruption to touch me. We will vest ourselves in faith and kill last one of the traitors to the Golden Throne.
Another desperate scream rends the air.
So be it. May the Omnissiah protect the Blessed Amarnat in the coming battle. Death to the blasphemers.
Kill the heretics.
I'm
Fair enough.
restless. Blessed be the road that we take. Strike is a prayer.
Faithful.
Let the blood flow.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Cultist gunner. Nothing up there. Might be able to get a twofer, might be able to get a twofer there as well. No. Not in range, not in range.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay, good.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
I need a foothold. I won't object to it. For the throne's glory.
Shield of the Emperor, what does that actually do? Until the end of the all allies have their an armor increase. This cycle pack can only be used. At least Emperor's World is going. Okay, fair enough.
Naturally.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Crush the feeble!
Okay, we're back. We're back. Everything's back. Everything's working. Okay, yep.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Now you're clad in scarlet.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. Insignificant value. Running binaric override.
Follow my lead.
Aim is to get to that pushing through there.
Reduced to dust.
We'll see.
At your beck and call.
Chaos guides me.
I serve the ruinous powers.
What is it? Don't want.
This is why I was chosen. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Uriel's going straight in there.
Let's see to it. For the throne's glory.
Let's hope you don't die this time.
Chaos guides me. Death to the weak.
Vengeance will be swift.
And so shall it be done. Rejoice in service.
But of course, be gone.
Okay, good.
I'm done with this one.
You know what?
As the
You're just
Emperor commands,
advancing
I
with...
act.
Find that fucking hilarious.
I'll do it.
Just advancing with the dash and just killing a few enemies every turn. That's actually decent. Nope.
Advancing. The Omnissiah knows the post-mortem servitorization denied.
Let's just kill him as well. Yeah. I need to pick up the longer charge range, I think. No, I actually... No, I'm not sure if I have.
Rejoice in battle! Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay. Can I hit that person? Yes, I can.
As the Emperor...
That person is dead.
Doubt is for the weak.
Okay.
Out my way! Death to non-believers! Actions will speak.
Give
louder
Henrix
than
another turn
words.
and then you'll
Let's see
slice
to it.
away.
I won't object to it.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps.
Luminodiacon's command throne.
That is a lot of loot.
In the cycles of the foreordained, there lurks a flaw of worship.
The tech priest's body convulses. Pained, plaintive creaks of binaric prayers come from his vox. As moments pass, the signal becomes less and less clear, as if something twisted and wrong were being added to it. Pasquale studies the tech priest's face carefully. His vox system moans in a tragic vibrato.
Subject unidentified. This is not the blessed Amarnat. Stranger, I request your name. How do you know my mentor's motto?
You are my next offering.
Try to take down the tech priests crucified on the machine.
As soon as you touch the tech priest's battered flesh, he shifts his gaze to you and says, with sudden clarity,
Many sparks have gone out, but not all. The electric shepherds are alive. In the darkness, I heard their prayers. Find them. Save them. Recite the hymn of contact circuit restoration, so that you may behold what is hidden.
A blast of the motive force runs down the tech priest's body, and his face contorts in a mocking grimace. Malformed binaric code, repulsively jarring on the ears, pours out of his vox.
Information archived to the effect that the circuit restoration hymn is the entrance password to the electro priest's hiding place.
Pasquale responds with the dour rhythms of a containment aria.
I note with great sorrow that the cultist's ritual has been partially successful. My tech brother has been tainted by corruption. He is in the grip of a schismatical, an unholy imitation of a machine spirit. I request immediate activation of the tech sourcism protocol.
We're going to grant him the Emperor's peace, honestly. That is probably the best thing we can do. Let the tainted be eradicated.
As mangled as it is, the tech priest's body still clings to life. It takes several blows to end his corruption-tainted existence. But even after that, a repulsive giggle is heard over the static from his vox. Pasquale's mechadendrite touches the dead man's head carefully, grips his neural augmatic in its claw, and extracts it from its socket with the utmost care. The skull bone cracks dryly, and brain matter taints the sacred metal.
Rest in purity, Tech Brother. The knowledge you have attained through your efforts will be preserved and purified. Lord Captain, the Omnissiah commands a pious mind to strive toward uncovering the truth. Therefore I will not stop until I find my mentor and understand his connection to this servant of the machine god. I request the privilege of joining your retinue as a rightful companion. I can offer to fulfill the duties of an engine seer on your ship in exchange for the right to follow you and conduct my own investigation.
Guide my strikes true against the heretics who have encroached upon these halls. Let not one villain escape the God Emperor's retribution delivered by our hands.
Let's have a look in
Your
this
hues
room.
are so vivid, Sister Argenta. The hatred that fuels your words
Distribution
impulses
servitor.
burns like a supernova.
Something here as well. There. Skull, unlock it.
Unlocked.
Success is an irrefutable certainty.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Luminodiacon's command throne. A motive force field seals the passage, threatening to incinerate anyone who touches it.
We need to move around the whole area again to get to it. I was hoping that we could maybe turn it off or something like that.
Safety system control alter.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs. The divine watches over us.
Okay. And now we go. Okay. Okay, yep.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Unlocked.
Can I do
The
this without
cogitator's
looking
green
up?
screen lights up as you approach it, and displays the flashing message. Pilgrim, only the words of the first galvanic hymn will reveal to you the gifts hidden behind the veil of knowledge. Now chant with me, let us sing this canticle too. The device's keyboard lights up, clearly expecting you to enter the rest of the verse.
Pascal, can you remind me how the hymn goes?
Pasquale's vox lets out a noisy groan as if he is clearing his throat, but then stops abruptly. After a brief pause, he averts his gaze and says in a rasping voice,
It is not known to me. Only high-ranking servants at shrines of energetic prosperity are permitted to perform the first galvanic hymn.
Abelard snorts and struggles to suppress an involuntary smile.
Emperor help us all. The esteemed Magus has been caught out not knowing a prayer, and now he's floundering like a cadet in an exam. I never thought I'd see the day.
First galvanic hymn. Yep.
First Galvanic him is... Screw you. The Omnus Saya spring forth.
Verse 2 calls to you, Pilgrim, let us fill our souls with gratitude toward.
Arcane key.
Now finish this prayer, Pilgrim, may the unity of the sacred charges power.
Immortal reason.
A solemn binary trill comes from the cogitator. Verily so. A pilgrim who has learned our ways is worthy of the gifts of the enlightened.
Okay.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
There we have it. Should I replace the hit and crit chance with that one? Crit hit chance to ranged attack against enemies. How does it look? I think it's just more overall upgrade with that. Okay, fair enough.
Know your duty.
The machine alter accepts the contact circuit restoration him with a deferential whir. A shortish, muscular man wearing the scarlet colors of the priesthood of Mars steps into your path. The wrinkles on his cheeks and forehead point to his propensity for frequent outbursts of fierce anger, but right now, he is showing no signs of aggression. Glowing blue patterns of electric tattoos, or electus, show through his oddly bluish-tinted skin. A tight bandage covers the man's eyes, yet he turns his face straight toward you with no hesitation. He has a sharp, screeching voice not unlike a bird's cawing.
May the charge of the Omnissiah's mercy persist in the hands of the faithful. May the motive force persist in their batteries.
Make the sign of the Aquila. The Emperor protects.
The man responds curtly, as if giving a military command.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. The hallowed electrodynamic cenobium receives you, pilgrim. I am Dare Impulse 6, a servant of the motive force and the praetor electroid of this sacred monastery.
Pasquale bows down humbly before the man. A trill of binary signals comes from his vox, to which the praetor responds with a solemn gesture of blessing. Pasquale turns to you and says,
The rank of praetor electroid is a sign of high standing within the electro-priest fraternity. To have been granted an audience is a great honor. You have the honor of hosting the rogue trader of House von Valancius. I urge you to follow proper etiquette when interacting with the eminent bearer of the sacred warrant. Within these walls, worldly titles are nothing before the motive force. Your deeds, however, speak far louder than titles, for your path here is sprayed with the blood of desecrators.
Arthur, it was you, was it not, that Logis Abel came seeking an interpreter for his data trance?
Yes. Tech Brother Abel arrived here to engage in a magnetic meditation that would help clarify his visions. Unfortunately, the heretic's machinations prevented us from completing the ritual. The esteemed Logis volunteered his help in defending the monastery, but contact with him was lost soon afterward.
Logis Abel is dead.
Sad news indeed. Tech Brother Abel was chosen by the Omnissiah to be a comprehender of great mysteries. May his spirit's motive force come into being anew in the fount of the miraculous fusion reactor.
Why are you calling me Pilgrim?
Only those lay people who desire to experience the motive force are allowed to cross this monastery's threshold. All others are profaners and criminals. You do not belong to the fraternity of electro-priests, but your intentions are good. If you were not seeking the Omnissiah's wisdom, then it was the motive force itself that brought you here to find it.
What happened here? How did you manage to survive?
When the heretics descended in droves upon this cenobium, we gave battle. But the unholy foes buried the Omnissiah's warriors under a mass of their bodies, thus extinguishing the defenders' sparks of purity. It was then that I ordered my few surviving brethren to retreat into the monastery's secret chambers. Upon taking refuge there, we began to destroy the blasphemous intruders in surreptitious ways. Alas, as fiery as my brethren's anger was, I had no right to permit them to die in honest combat, for the task of taking back our abode still lay ahead for us. I must commend the skill with which your secret chambers are concealed.
You hear a tinge of wounded pride in Heinrich's words, as if he is upset about failing to discover the Electro-Priest's shelter.
Your choice of tactics was wise as well. There was no point in losing more lives in the massacre that the cultists wrought. The leader of the heretics fought her way into the ark wherein dwells the miraculous fusion reactor. She is trying to desecrate the rite of operation with her unholy litanies so that the relic may be corrupted and the world of Rykadminories may perish in a fount of fire. But my brethren, in their magnetic meditation, are hampering her efforts by chanting access request prayers in unison, thereby suppressing the commands that the blasphemers enter.
The Praetor Electroid nods toward his entranced comrades.
This holy place will be protected against sacrilegious practices. I swear it.
In the monastery, I was attacked by what was looking like Electro-Beast. Scoff off. I was under the Noma's command, and anything resembling a fighting spirit could accept. For a humble priest, you made the right decision and choose to avoid command and save yourself. My enforcement and the governor's guard can help you reclaim the monastery.
I cannot allow this. Lay people are forbidden from visiting the monastery, and only a select few are allowed to behold the ark and the relic within. You and your retinue are pilgrims of a special status bestowed by the Emperor. However, should any soldier unblessed by the Omnissiah cross this monastery's threshold, I will deem them a heretic and have them put to death. Confirmed. The presence of lay people on monastery grounds without the Praetor Electroid's blessing will be regarded as a sacrilegious violation of the holy rite of operation.
Heinrich opens his mouth for a second to say something, but changes his mind and quietly clears his throat instead. Cassia nods thoughtfully.
Yes, I see. House Orselio follows the same rules when it comes to outsiders.
True person of faith would never have hidden. You made the right decision when you choose to avoid combat and save yourself. In the monastery, I was attacked by people looking like electro-priests.
That is a lamentable mistake. We knew of no help that was on its way, and were not expecting to encounter any allies in the monastery's chambers. But I see that you are alive, and I mourn the senseless deaths of my brethren. I wonder if you would have so touchingly mourned the Lord Captain's death, or if such sentiments would have only been awoken by the sound of our void ship delivering a punitive strike from orbit.
Say nothing.
The Praetor Electroid, too, falls sorrowfully silent.
I wish to get to the holy reactor.
The ark is hidden from pilgrims' eyes. But considering the extraordinary circumstances of your visit to this monastery, I grant you that right. The hall that leads to the High Reliquary has been barred by the enemy, but I will open a secret path for you. Enter the ark and experience the motive force, pilgrim. We will pray to the security systems that they may refrain from punishing you for your intrusion. 2. Requires, Dogmatic, follower. The time has come to prove your loyalty to the Omnissiah, Praetor. In the name of the God of humanity, strengthen my numbers with the faithful eager to fulfill their duty, so that they help me punish the blasphemers.
The Praetor stays silent for a long time. Finally, he lets out a deep sigh.
Thank you, Pilgrim, for reminding me of our duty to humanity. I will send the Cenobium's warriors to your aid if that is what his warriors want me to do.
And we got 2 electro-priests. Nice.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Well, what is the buff I have? Okay. Let's go.
I need to look closer. The Divine watches over us.
Okay, and we are going to save because this can be a rough fight. I think we should be good, but I don't know anymore.
The face of the woman who stands before you is hidden behind a grotesque barred mask. Yet the voice pouring out beneath it belongs to someone else. It is the husky, somber bass of a void wolf, a border of ships.
How predictable your path is. How static. All the possible deaths you have skirted, only to perish here, in the fiery tempest that will mark the final dawn.
The woman turns her mask to Pasquale and gloats.
You have arrived just in time, little cog. The schismaticals use your regalia like a mask to subdue the reactor.
Pasquale's vox rasps musingly.
A cog. I cannot comprehend why apostates try to insult me by comparing me to the sacred symbol of our faith. It is irrational.
His visor lights up like a crimson herald of bloodshed, and his drilling mechadendrite whirs viciously as it readies to strike.
The sacred cog grinds all corruption to dust. From the dust, I will build order.
Pascal, announce my arrival.
Pasquale lets out an intimidating binaric trill and announces grimly.
With the Omnisiota's blessing, the rogue traitor von Valancius has come before the miraculous fusion reactor, seeking to perform purification and eradicate the corruption. All unauthorized persons are hereby ordered to lay down their arms and humbly accept their punishment.
Humility is the lot of the meek. I am a harbinger of great changes, and visions of the great cataclysms to come have incinerated what humility I had in my heart.
The woman's voice breaks and shifts to a different pitch and timbre, a martyr's voice, young, fervent, and in pain.
Time has all but run out. I can hear the fist of the future knocking on the door of the present. Choose quickly what you want to be when it walks in, a blind slave to what is gone, a faithful servant of what is to come, or a corpse.
I would take some time to wrest from you the details of the future that the cult prophesies. Hopefully, when we're done, what's left of you will still be capable of coherent speech.
What you'll be is a living torch blazing for his glory.
Argenta's voice burns with pure hatred and trembles with impatience to make the promise come true.
Ah.
Cassia squints and looks away.
Yellows, reds, violets, oranges, blues, wild colors that scorch the eyes. But where the motley masks end, nothing but a colorless void remains.
In the name of the gaumed emperor, die, foul creature.
The woman's voice becomes thin and brittle like that of an innocent child.
Execute them in the name of the edge of daybreak.
The electro-priests rip their hands off the command panels, rending their flesh on the stakes that pierced them. As their schismatical-controlled bodies are imbued with the motive force's radiance, all the unfortunates can do is scream in horror and plead for a swift death. Aurora begins muttering an unholy litany in broken Gothic. You cannot make out her blasphemous words, but the name the heretic keeps repeating, the edge of daybreak, digs into your hearing like a blade into defenseless flesh. Its sound is almost physically painful. It spawns strange and impossible phantoms in your mind. However, you manage to muster your strength and banish it from your mind.
The impure cannot escape their fate.
We have Abelard. Okay. I wanna switch Cassia over here, Harold over there, and Pascal over here.
I bring ruin.
I chaos shall me.
I have read tomes of military tactics. If I may,
As the Emperor...
The one behind.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Almost dead.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay.
step aside. The navigator is coming.
spot. There.
Try to die with grace, at least.
Nice.
Rejoice in service! The Emperor commands your defiance is futile.
Everyone, step aside.
Okay, let's do that.
Naturally. Holy terror, smite your enemies.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Ooh, that's juicy.
The scriptural protocol strike memory of this righteous moment. My vow is to serve.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. As the Emperor commands, I act.
12. Not fantastic, but
Chaos guides. I shall endure everything with unshakable faith.
It will be done.
really?
Victory is imminent.
I got paired as well. Like, that sucks.
I've suffered worse.
No! These...
I won't go down.
I serve the ruins. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Shadows are reversed for a moment.
How much? 20 health left.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Each strike is a prayer. I'll do it.
I use that on you? It's worth it.
I will not. Rejoice in service. Actions will speak louder than words.
I'm done with this one.
Nice.
The Emperor is on our side. But of course, Lord Captain.
You know what? Heal yourself.
For the throne.
As the tactical imperative dictates. Request approved. Running binaric override.
Wait, what? I don't know anymore.
Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deep. As the Emperor commands, I act. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
You are...
My place is at the fore. I will do my duty.
4 turns. Okay. Ouch. Maybe it's time you do something about that, Electro Priest. Ouch. I think the Electro Priest might be a bit bugged. Okay, we are just going to do that.
Me?
Take care of him.
If you insist, Lord, as duty demands. If only that were possible.
Really now. You know what?
In the name of House Orselio, I shall prevail!
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury! Each strike is a prayer. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
Okay. Not really what I expected, but yeah.
And so shall it be done.
Holy terror, smite your enemies.
Okay. Throw a
Let's see
heal
to
on
it.
Harold. And move to the next next part. Okay.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. Failure.
Okay.
Detected.
Oh yeah, you can heal yourself up. I forgot about that.
Guided by faith. Eradicated.
Okay.
Faith without
You
deeds
can do a
is
reload.
worthless.
You can do Reveling Slaughter. Critical damage, critical chance. Okay.
I'll do it. As the Emperor, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. I am his will made manifest. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. Each strike is a prayer.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
The warp is deaf to my prayers.
Ouch.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
I mean, so what is that sound? It's actually the game.
Get me a target.
Enough.
Now an aged, rattling voice speaks to you from behind the blood-stained mask.
You are powerless to halt the approach of what is to come. I see a crimson trail leading humanity to its doom. I see the glow of the final dawn, and that means existence has made its choice.
A dagger flashes in Aurora's hand. She drives it into the control panel with all her strength.
Now you will see it too.
A blinding voltaic arc bursts forth from the broken control panel and strikes at Aurora's uncanny mask. Its metal heats up. Smoke billows through the bars. With a howl, the cultist collapses.
The light is gone. Was that it? The final dawn? But why was it so different from what our teacher promised?
Aurora shakes her head blindly. Her voice is now the voice of an ordinary middle-aged woman, frightened and in pain.
You will pay for this. You will. You.
The woman's body goes limp and collapses to the floor. Pasquale examines the corpse with contempt, then concludes dryly.
Confirming purgation and termination.
Heinrich grimaces in disgust.
The heretic took her secrets with her. Pity.
The motley hues have rejected her, leaving only a grayish-green thread, the noose that the heretic put around her own neck. I have seen this many times before. No one can escape fear itself.
Heinrich approaches Aurora's body and leans over it.
A minute, please, Harold. I need no more than a minute.
Inspect the control panel. Yeah.
The cogitator is probably well beyond repair, but your attention is drawn away from the sacred machine and toward the dagger sticking out of the control panel. On closer inspection, it turns out to be the lavishly decorated handguard of a sword whose blade has been pried out. Its pommel is decorated with a strange adornment resembling an eye covered by a scaled lid. What remains of the blade has a blue sheen to it, the same tint as Conrad's weapon during the mutiny on your void ship. This is no human-made object. It was grown from wraithbone, a material favored by the Aldrai. As you lean over the shard, you suddenly hear a multitude of voices. They blend together and individual words are distorted, as though they are mocking your attempts to grasp their meaning. The nagging whisper is like the burning red scratch of an unholy claw upon your mind.
Dogmatic, Henrix, take a look over here. Is this by chance what you're looking for?
Heinrichs raises his head, gets up, and makes a wry face as he carefully examines Aurora's weapon.
This unholy object is the work of inhuman hands. And judging by the cold I am sensing, it is a tool of the archenemy. I am most grateful for your vigilance, Herald.
Heinrichs takes the strange shard out of the control panel and studies it for a few seconds.
Curious.
Heinrich stows the corrupted object away and turns to you.
Rogue Trader, on behalf of the Holy Ordos, I thank you for your cooperation and release you from requisition. From this moment on, I am at your service. I am ready to come aboard your ship and head for Footfall as soon as you deem it possible. That is, if you do not have other business in this system, in which case I am prepared to assist you in its prompt resolution.
Remove Aurora's mask.
The iron helmet is firmly attached to the heretic's flesh. Her face is impossible to make out in the darkness behind the bars of her mask, but after peering at it for a little longer than necessary, you wonder if, for a moment, you saw something move.
Let us finish cleansing the monastery, Pascal.
Executing. Let the Omniscia-given motive force flow and all obstacles in its path be eradicated.
What is that? Okay. We are going to loot and have a look.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Memory serves me right, there should be a hidden chest here somewhere. Like a discovery chest. But I could be wrong. Opportunity deal additional.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Okay. Let's see what we can get here. We're soon at the second class. That's actually really good. Personal sign. Lasting impression. Half of the opponent in the combat. This does not stack with voice. Inspiring speech. Leadership assault. Whenever the officer make an attack, they gain 5 fellowship until the end of combat. Oh shit. That could be really good. No respite. Whenever an officer ability grant an action point to an ally, the ally also gains +2 all characteristics. Break the rank works if there were one more enemy adjacent to the target. This allows the ability to be used on targets with no enemies adjacent to them. Officers and allies with voice of command gain additional damage to enemies that have yet to act at this turn. Undaunted. This is a question. Whenever the officer uses +1 SAP. Yeah, you know what, that. You know what? Steel resolve. persuasion. What do we have for you? East target warrior critical damage. Not armed with a melee weapon. Attacks of opportunity deal 20 less to warrior. Area attack deals more, yeah. What? Medicine. You focus, commanding voice. Yep. Commerce? Yeah, sure. Flush, whenever operative, attack an enemy with full. Yep. You I don't care about that much. You I do care about more though. Okay. Do we have longer charge? We have ramming speed. Okay, we have ramming speed. Swift movements. Yeah. What do we have for you? Exploit surrounding, camaraderie. More full HP. Second skin, medium armors does not reduce range. Dashes does not end the soldier's movement turn. Enemies adjacent start. Consider targets the lowest priority. Faltering fire, rapid fire no longer reduces damage. Whenever the soldier successfully dodges or uses cover, enemy attacks, they gain guaranteed critical hit against the enemy. I think that is the best one to go for. Swift Slaughter. Swift Slaughter might actually be better. Yep. Instant Retribution. Nimble. I wanna kinda. First use of a grenade in combat does not spend AP. Does not count toward attack. I'm tempted to pick that one up. Yeah. Because that means that we might actually have. She might actually be able to throw grenade, shoot again.
Purge the unclean. Let the faith guide my path to glory.
That is the idea. I might pick up Grenadier passive on more characters. I like Grenadier passive. It's really good at thinning out the herd. Being able to cast throw grenades off CD is just solid. Okay, so then we head to the ship. I'm gonna see. We have two options now. What did we have? Like 620? Oh yeah, Calyx wanna talk.
Rogue Trader. I was somewhat brusque at our first meeting, and I would like to make up for it by expressing my thanks for your assistance in the electrodynamic Cenobium. Your arrival could not have come at a better time. Thanks to you, I have succeeded in finding the object that brought me to this system in the first place. Now that the weapon of corruption has been seized from the cult, I can satisfy the Lord Inquisitor's wish and travel with you to Footfall, once you have finished your business on Rycat. There is one more thing. The Lord Inquisitor gave me this item some time ago. He must have thought it likely that I would find myself aboard this vessel sooner than he. I was instructed to deliver this device to Lady Theodora. However, given recent events, I believe I ought to present it to you. This is an elucidator, a sacred machine capable of translating the languages of remote and lost worlds into Low Gothic. It can even process Xenos languages to a certain degree. Not without infelicities, but possibly well.
Thank you. The Inquisition's generosity is greatly appreciated.
May the elucidator serve House von Valancius as faithfully as it has served the acolytes of the Holy Ordos up to now.
What do you think will become of the electrodynamic Cenobium?
It all depends on the electro-priests who survived the attack. Fortunately for them, the cultists did not manage to seriously corrupt the holy site, partly thanks to the priesthood's efforts. Nevertheless, I would not be surprised if the local explorator fleet decides to audit and purge the damaged units once it hears about what has happened.
What do you plan to do now?
I would like to offer my assistance in resolving your immediate problems. I am aware that the ship suffered considerable losses during the recent mutiny and was damaged by the cultists' actions, and you have lost many valuable officers as well. You are in a difficult situation. I am at your disposal.
I must return to my duties.
Heinrichs is about to say something else when he is interrupted by the sound of a Vox signal. Someone is trying to contact you.
Thank you for your time. Please consider me at your complete disposal while I am aboard your vessel.
Congratulations on the victory, your lordship. The entire vessel was impatiently awaiting the news of your expedition's success. The rumors about you not simply saving the Tech Priest's monastery but actually eliminating the source of the mutiny are spreading like wildfire. The Vox transmissions from across the world speak of nothing else. Governor Medina is expecting you at his command center to discuss matters. We are ready to depart immediately, just give the order.
Okay. Harold has done his thing yet again. Okay. So. Let's head to the planet and talk to the governor then. Yeah, this is the group I want to run with. This is the group I want to run with, I think. Death cultists ally deal like more damage against if ally and their target is covered in blood. No. Open veins gain 1 stack of this whenever inflict on it. A creature with blood blessed or blood stained gain 1 stack each time they suffer. Using a non-damaging agility on an ally grants an ability to re-roll failed stack. What do we have? Plasma? No, you're not really a plasma. I think we're going that way.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
This bunker is under the control of the Arbits. Greetings, your lordship,
says the governor in a dismal voice, glancing reflexively at Solomon.
I can't express how grateful I am for your help. Now that the insidious heretics' designs have been thwarted, nothing stands in the way of my plans or yours. With Aurora dead, the spirit of revolt is waning. Entire squads of rebels are surrendering. We are witnessing the final days of the uprising. I have already signed the order to allocate 2,000 first-class Voidfarers to you. Their transfer to your ship should begin any minute now.
Would I be able to kill more heretics, honestly? I think I've been everywhere and killed all of them.
I would also like to salute the savior of Rykad Minories and have already given the order for a celebration to be held in your honor. We will mark your victory with an ancient custom, the Triumph. You will drive through the city streets accompanied by a guard of honor, as befits a hero who has vanquished the Imperium's enemies, while your trophies will be displayed to the jubilant crowds. In regards to your own participation in the Triumph, Governor, you will accompany us to the starport to provide timely answers to any questions that may occur to me as I inspect the terminal there. That being said, you should appear before your subjects at least once at the end of the ceremony. Doing so will help to maintain order. There is no reason to let the people know that the world may soon be in for a change of leadership.
I have other business in the system.
Then I daren't delay you any further, your lordship.
Okay. Oh,
Unit Quartz Creme requests permission to negotiate trade agreements.
Stalwart defense. Next rank. Okay, so modify lad's gun. No. We're saving the rest.
The divine watches over
and
us.
Now we're heading to Fellowship of the Void. And we are going to buy up what they have to offer as well. I do not care about the next part. Are we going to trigger any events? Nope. So we are going to select all 3,000. What do they have? They have the reflective shields. Type. Only show tradables. I'm keeping the fuel, honestly. Trade. Yep. Reaper Cape. That is one more. Okay. We need... to be fair, we need a fraction more. Okay, so we got everything from there. We got all the profit factor we could from there. And now we go back to here. No. Not there. There. I just want to have Prometheum left.
Know your
That's
duty.
the only thing I want to have left when we go into this.
Unit Quartz Creme requests permission to negotiate trade agreements.
Show type and order. Hide non-tradables. $2,000. So I just need 1,000. So if I do this, that should be perfect. Great. Bought everything from Act 1.
We shall reclaim
22
what is
profit
rightfully
factor
ours.
already. Yeah, that is actually, we have a fuck ton of weapons we can just put down as well. If the wearer did not spend movement their turn, they gain +10 to all characters. Medkits. Okay. Let's do this. We are prepping for battle now. We are prepping for battle. When the wearer targets an ally with Bring It Down ability for the first time, ally gains 1 action point. That goes on you. You are actually performing more. You're performing more of a supportive role than main character, so we are going to actually switch a few things around here. We're just going to put Von Valencia's cape on you. Okay. So that works, Decent, not fantastic, but that works. We have a new shield for you, Pascal. We have a new shield for you. Or is it counted? It's counted under armor. Okay, that's actually interesting. Yep. Pascal is a tanky boy, that's for sure. Now. Free deflective. Okay. How much? You're 51 armor now. Okay. Yeah. Pascal the tanky boy. Stalwart defense. Where we had an accessory for Stalwart defense. Stalwart defense. Toughness bonus to a movement point. Okay, yeah, that's decent. Shield bash. Okay. That is actually a thing I'm wondering. Officer, I can pick up overseer. Okay, great. That is actually something I wanted to do. Picking up overseer. Yeah. Soldier, just master tactician. Bound? You can. We might actually go a totally different route than usual here now. Which I find really interesting currently. To be fair, we are probably going Master Tactician on her. Going Overseer on my main character. Abelard is probably going Vanguard like usual. Cabela. Probably Executioner, honestly. And Pascal might actually go Assassin. We're not doing any grand strategies this round. Okay. Are you fully geared? Are you fully ready to go in? Shard uses 1 less AP. That goes on you. A run and gun, gain 1 damage on the range attack. Don't use run and gun. Yeah, no, I think we're happy with you currently. Abelard, you're good as well. Yeah, you're good as well. Dodge, penalty, deflection. Yeah, that is probably the best armor for you. You're running a shotgun in offhand. We are going to put that on you. I think that's good. And let's throw that on there. I don't know how good that is because I actually haven't played around with it. Blood ready. Cassia is... Where do we have it? Cassia is ready as well now. Yeah. Pascal, how are you doing, my dude? Agatha. And Kybella. Okay, I think that's so. And
Greetings, Your Lordship. Then I will see you at the starport, Your Lordship. The Master of Ceremonies will organize the procession in a way that should allow me share the ceremony's finale with you. And after that, Emperor willing, the Proctor will clear me of all charges, and the woes of Rykad Minories will be over at last.
My destiny among the stars.
Okay. We are going to the upper way now.
Surrounded by evil repelling emblems, Aurora's corpse looks like a tiny island of gloom in the glorious ocean of your impending triumph. The dead prophet has the weary, unremarkable face of an utterly nondescript commoner. The one aberration of her appearance is the many small mouths on her cheeks and forehead. They have been painstakingly sewn shut with a thick thread and plastered over with a layer of face powder. The cosmetics transform the heretic's face into an eerie mask. The corner of her mouth is frozen in a hint of a grin, wryly mirrored by her lesser mouths. Are you pleased, enemy mine? The grin seems to ask.
I will hunt down all of your accomplices, whether they may be, and yeah, I'm going to hunt them down and kill them all.
Not a sound comes in response. But as soon as you blink, the corner of the corpse's mouth seems to move upward by a hair's breadth.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Enforcer. Oh, the Monsters of Ceremony is down there. Okay.
Your Lordship, Peerless Lord von Valancius. I am the Master of Ceremonies of Rykad Minories. Everything is in place for your triumph. Allow me to give you a brief summary of the upcoming event.
Speak.
You will take the road, now familiar to you, from here to the starport. You will be accompanied by your comrades in arms and a guard of honor. The body of the heretic known as the Prophet Aurora will be pulled in your wake as a battle trophy. A stop is planned in the middle of the road. There, grateful citizens will rush toward you, praising you for their salvation. Not to worry, this is a thoroughly choreographed interlude. The group of the grateful people will be composed exclusively of loyal citizens vetted by us. Members of the military. Young people, attractive and physically fit. A few healthy children. Once they have said their praise, the procession will move on. Governor Medina will await you by the starport. It is also where the pyre has been built for burning the body of the heretic known as Aurora. You will be handed a flamer blessed by a representative of the ecclesiarchy. You can choose to personally perform the burning. But if you wish to underscore the amicable alliance between House von Valancius and House Winterscale, it will be fitting to pass the honor of the burning to Governor Medina. However, the choice is yours.
An excellent plan. I'm ready to start the triumph.
Of course, your lordship.
We are bound by
They
the blood
fear
of
to look at
martyrs.
me because of my appearance. I fear to look at them because of their rotten-colored souls.
Yep, let's go.
Make way. Make way. Let us greet the hero. A small group of festively dressed people rushes toward you.
Glory to the von Valancius dynasty. Glory to Harold, a hero of Rykad Minories.
A stately, beautiful, and finely dressed woman calls out your name in a sonorous voice. It isn't until you take a closer look at her face that you recognize her as Captain Raquel, the pilot you met on Rykadi Filia.
The grateful citizens wish to present gifts to their Redeemer.
The Master of Ceremonies' sugary voice almost brings a taste of honey to your mouth. For whatever reason, you know for certain that right at this moment, the gaze of Aurora's dead, empty eye sockets is fixed upon the back of your head. A thought surfaces in your mind, not a voice inside your head, no, a mere thought: they are all going to die. Befuddled, deprived, never having seen the truth. And it is all because of you, enemy mine.
We turn around and look at Aurora's
Nothing.
corpse.
Nothing strange. The crowd's salutatory clamor, the prophet's motionless corpse. Only the air is oddly still, as before a thunderstorm.
I'm sensing something. Boundless. Blue. Golden. Dark. Something is coming, Damin. An unholy death contrary to his will.
Kibella's eyes are blank as she digs a steel claw into an unhealed wound. Behold. Behold. Behold the final dawn.
Okay, let the murdering of heretics begin.
Behold the final dawn.
Behold the final dawn.
Behold the final dawn.
Behold the final dawn.
Behold the
And it's raining outside. Good day to sit inside and play games, I guess. Yeah.
Grovel before the faithful.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Out of my way!
Yep. Go for Cabela. Cabela can handle it.
Suffering is part of the trial.
Doubt is for the one can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay.
Death to non-believers! I will not. Your corrupt way has failed you. And so shall it be done. Actions will speak louder than words.
Cabela, Cabela, Cabela.
As the tenants do.
Can I get to him?
As honor ordains.
Chaos guides me. Break them morale.
You hit him, but not the guy right in front of you. Okay.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. I'd rather not.
Hey. Maybe I should have charged him.
Follow my lead. I serve the ruined.
Oh, that increased it a lot, didn't it? Yeah.
Request approved. The old Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
Emperor, give me strength. Do not dare ask.
Hey.
Death to the weak.
Advancing. The old Messiah condemns you.
Doing good. Back like that.
My faith strengthens me.
Stealth dodged. Nice.
Out of my way! Moving out! Crush the feeble!
God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart! Faith without each strike is a prayer.
Hey, where?
As the Emperor... I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. As the Emperor commands, we can escape the Emperor's judgment.
We have... Okay.
Eradicated.
Agatha is dangerous with that one. That's for sure.
May the Divine's will be done.
Nope.
And so it shall be done.
First miss for her.
I'll do it.
Rejoice in service.
Ooh, yeah.
I am your blade and shield. The shadows come. The other side awaits. I shall not fear. As the tenets demand. As honor ordains. Trust me.
Follow my lead.
Death to non-believers! Chaos guides me!
Killing brings me no pleasure.
I am your doom!
Ouch.
Chaos guides me!
One fewer tongue. Indeed.
Onward!
Nice.
I serve the ruinous powers!
I've suffered worse.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Another foe painted black.
Oh, already used it. Okay, fair enough.
I'll show you why navigators are feared. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! That is not the Emperor's will. Doubt is for the weak. Strike is a prayer. Eradicated. Faith without... As the Emperor Emperor commands, I act.
You missed. Really? You missed.
My vow is to serve.
Weapon at the ready.
Come on, I believe in you.
Death to the weak.
Pain cleanses the body. I'll do it.
What?
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer.
And so shall it be done.
Faith without...
Your combead comes alive. Victus's voice struggles to get through the thundering static.
Lord Tane, this is X-Master. Please STA, LLM'd, Lee Sende.
What's going on?
Tane, Erference. Repeat.
I shall fear no darkness, for light is within me, the light of my faith in thee. I shall flee before no enemy, for there is no enemy more terrible than cowardice, and I shall overpower it.
Argenta prays aloud, all the while checking her equipment with deft fingers. Kibella gives you a faint smile and whispers.
A great dance begins. But I am still with you, Damin. Fear not, for I will not let your soul fall into the clutches of the unclean. If it comes to it, I will be quicker than them. Red, black, and lots of blinding white fear. The whole city's quaking. No, the whole world.
Less talk, more action. What's Vigdis saying, Lord Captain?
Are
they going to send a shuttle for us?
We're en route to starboard.
Star. Hi that. The star. Penning. VE observe. Sapierance of the star from. Evacuate.
The comm falls silent. Many eyes stare at you.
We're not abandoning people in distress. Everyone come with us.
Jasper and I must get weapons, any weapons. We'll catch up with you at the starport. We might even pick up some people from the garrison or civilians along the way.
The sense of alarm is now almost physically drilling through your temples. The fleeting little whispers at the edge of your hearing are sinister and gleeful.
All we can do now is try to make it to the starboard.
The sense of alarm keeps growing stronger, as does the sensation of an intent gaze fixed upon you.
Let's move.
Whisper and be
I
heard.
don't think there is any more hidden. I don't think they've added any hidden things here. Yeah, no, I think it's just a clean slate, honestly. Yep. Collect all.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
You think you had one enemy mine? Vanquished at Twilight, cut down Aurora, but she was only one of us. You hear me? From the depths of Deadstone, from his prison in the coma, and he will rise. The hour is nigh.
The glow of emergency beacons in the darkness is more familiar to me than the light of any star. Follow me, Domin. I will guide us.
The world is crumbling. The star has gone out. And she is looking for the positives. The grit of a true Voidborn.
I will cast you into eternal darkness.
The Masters demand your death!
I shall not fail. My blade whispers your name as the tenets demand.
Rejoice in battle! As the Emperor commands, I
Oh,
act.
fuck. There is no double shot I can make, can I? No.
I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor eradicated. Doubt is for the weak.
Out of my way!
I serve the ruinous powers.
Your end is nigh.
As the Emperor, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. Faith without deeds is worthless. I refuse.
Can't have vision on one of those. Oh, you have vision on him? Okay. No.
As the
We're going
Emperor
to
commands,
do
I
that
act.
and pick out.
Doubt is for the eradicated.
Because that means more of these stacks, which means more damage. What is that? Okay.
The Emperor commands.
I bring ruin.
Follow my lead. At your beck and call.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Trust me. Come. The other side awaits. The shadows will see it done. I shall not fail.
Back battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay, we are...
The non-believers!
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
And then we pull...
Running binaric override. High momentum.
As honor ordains. Let your soul be purged.
And
Killing brings me no pleasure.
there is one thing that I think I should pick up. There is a talent, if I don't remember wrong, where it actually makes it so...
I bring mercy and retribution.
a talent that makes it so they can actually shoot...
As the Emperor commands, I
no,
act.
every time they get a kill, they get a blood splatter.
I'll do it. The Emperor's judgment. Faith without deeds is worthless. I am his will made manifest. As the Emperor eradicated. I'll do it. Each strife is a prayer.
Chaos guides me.
I will not be deterred.
Revel in Slaughter. Has 3 stacks on it now.
You, my Emperor!
How much? 32 damage. Okay, yeah.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Actions will speak louder than words.
A tactically sound approach. Victory is imminent.
Where do we have the last little...
Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may?
Rejoice in service.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
What?
Combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
I will leave footprints of scarlet. Trust me. Caught by the web. The shadows will see them. I shall not fail. As the tenants demand.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Emperor's judgment.
4. When it on the land of combat gains all your... Okay. We're going to move to the side.
The warp is deaf to my prayers.
High momentum.
And you...
A waste of blood.
And so it shall be done.
Let the blood of the wicked be shed as thou hast willed. As honor ordains, my blade whispers your name. The shadows will death is a blessing.
My place is at the fore.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer.
The
I
divine
don't think
watches
there
over us.
is any more hidden things. But we can have a look. Shotgun, yeah.
How dare you!
Yeah, and that's why I dislike Fraps overall. It's so hard to actually control where your characters are.
Color the uncolored.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Okay, we are now heading to...
A repulsive jagged wound stuns as evidence of where this heretic was fatally struck in the back.
Know your duty.
Collect all, yes.
The anarchy at the starport will distress the hallowed machine spirits of the Voidcraft, rendering them deaf to all litanies of placation. The shuttle we use for the evacuation must be handled with caution.
Familiar kick another turn. When momentum is less than 100 points, at all costs grants 28 momentum upon killing a marked enemy. Anytime the commissar grants additional movement points to an ally, they get another 2. Okay. While the commissar's ally is under the effect of at all costs. Bolt weapon. Grenadier. No heresy. Whenever the wielder successfully uses shield bash, they can regain 2 movement. If they move, they will not provoke an attack of opportunity. Yeah. Cassia, whoa, we won't put you. Willpower. Enemies move by the navigator take 4 damage at the end of movement. This damage is increased by 1 for every cell moved. Okay, yeah. Perception. You know, ballistic skills. Deflective, steel forge, heavy. Okay, what do we actually want with you? While Pascal is under the effect of a machine spirit commune, his melee weapons, okay. Mechadendrites of all kind, plus tech use and demolition. Predictive protocol. Every time Pascal uses its weapon increases by 10. If it does not shoot for 1 round, he loses it. Okay, we already have that one. Chain weapon, dual combat. Plasma weapon attacks gain 2 maximum damage. That would be probably one of the better ones. Pascal, effective exposed weakening ability, gain the enemy on the machine. When Pascal uses a plasma weapon the first time in the round, he gains 1 AP. Yeah. One on the 4 wounds. 10 plus to all characteristics. If no other character in the party same archetype, the first archetype ability used is -1. All allies, excluding gain 5 characters as was humanity chosen. Yeah, sure. We are going medicine. Pascal and Cabela is already fairly up there. Strength. Okay, where do we have that? Where do we have that? Archetype talents. No, it's all featured. Okay, so it is going to be here. Dance of Blood. Okay, Crimson Tide. A creature blood blessed. No. A creature blood blessed. No. A creature blood blessed. Effect gain 1 stack. Is it a weapon I'm thinking of or something like that? Anytime a Vomboid character scores a critical, there's a 10% chance of doubling the damage. Blade, that's a new loses any number of wounds. The next attack. Okay. Spinning blades. Whenever a blade dancer pairs an attack, the number of attacks made by the next blade dancer is increased by 1. This effect stacks up with agility. Slip away. Shadow dancer. As long as the blade dancer has 50%. Less than 50. Starch. Paid blood. Blade dancer killed 4 enemies in a total. Next ability, spending wounds. Don't spend wounds. Kill an enemy with an attack of opportunity. If all strikes made from blade dance are directed against the same target, the last strike deals double damage. Gains free agility for every injured. Blades gains additional. What? What is that?
The Bladed Dancer deals an
Weapons.
additional +5 Bladed Dancer's WS bonus % damage against enemies armed with a melee weapon.
Okay, so no. Blood Rush. Blood Scarred. Binding Blades. Any Blade Dancer attack with a sword deal agility bonus damage. Okay, yeah. Okay.
With all due respect to your faith, Haneman, if we find a working shuttle, we will worry about restoring the machine spirit's equilibrium once we're back on board our ship.
Obscure GLYPHS have been scrawled on the rockcrete. Their unnatural shapes are physically repulsive.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay.
Grovel before the faithful. I will take you down.
Where do we have Chaos Cultist? Hey. I have a memory of there being. Here we have him, the sharpshooter. Yep. He just fucking turn in. Of course he did. Of course he fucking did.
I will not be deterred. And so shall it be done. Let this be the warning to all who oppose us. Rejoice in service.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Face the navigator's might.
Okay. That's a fair few kills.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
2 damage down. Okay.
Faith without
Plan right now is just get this stacked up.
power resides in the will of the righteous. As the Emperor eradicated.
Oh, we got reinforcement. Oh, nice.
I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Okay.
The arbitrator judges.
The thing I'm worried about, honestly, is the... Whoa. Wait. What weapon does he have? What was it? It's just a heavy stubber. Okay, I mean, it's like, isn't that a dual heavy stubber?
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Okay,
As
so
the Emperor commands,
first.
I act. I'll do it. Eradicate it. Faith without As the Emperor commands, I act.
Let's make it quick.
The unrighteous have come to take all that we have from us. Let us stand united, my brethren. To battle.
Nice.
Here we go. A colossal mistake.
Death comes in silence. Trust me. As a tenant's demand, killing brings me no pleasure.
Hold on.
Okay. They don't like the arbitrators, that's for sure.
Explorators know one route. Forward. Request approved. Vital functions successfully terminated.
Out of my way.
That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. That is high level
Tried and
bullshit.
tested tactics are the best ones.
Powerful bite. Okay. Thank God, dude. I remember when I first started playing this, and one of the things that annoyed me the most
My
was
enemies shall be crushed like dust beneath my feet.
your co-op or your friendlies shot you more than they shot anyone else,
Emperor,
honestly.
give me strength.
Doubt is for the weak.
get to it.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Follow my lead. I will do my duty. For von Valancius! A tactically sound approach. Indeed. I took care of this one.
Solomon's chest plate is punctured in multiple places and his face stained with blood, but his gaze remains clear and firm.
Still alive, rogue trader? Good.
You spot just as many wounds on Glato. There are burns and cuts all over the coat, and one of the visors is broken. And yet, there is nothing in the Cybermastiff's straight posture that would indicate pain, if pain is even something this dog can feel.
What's happening in the starport?
Panic and heresy. The people are ready to crush each other to reach the shuttles, which makes them easy targets for the enemy.
Where is the governor?
I do not know. He waited for you, under Arbit's escort, to burn the heretic's body and conclude the ceremony. But when the sun went out and enemies came at us from every crack in the rockcrete, he panicked and ran. Not the smartest choice, he would have been safer with us.
Those wounds looks bad. Let me offer you first aid.
I would have accepted your offer, but we still have medici kits. Not many, but it should last us until we get to the shuttles, which is all we need.
It appears your investigation hit a dead end.
Not yet, it hasn't.
A crooked smile crosses his face.
We did find something on the port terminal. Shortly after the tithe was hauled away, a suspicious ship took off from the planet. And I already know how to track it down.
I see you are not trying to flee. Have you chosen to fight instead? I commend your resolve.
Actually, our plan is to retreat. The rebels are one thing, but there is nothing we can do against the warp forcing its way in, and that's a fact. Speaking of shuttles, the ship we hired has turned tail and left orbit, so I must turn to you with a request. Take my squad aboard, and we will disembark on the first world or station with access to a void ship. We cannot die here while whoever stole the tithe is enjoying their freedom.
Very well. You and your people may come with me.
We need time to dress our wounds and regroup. We will cover your retreat and make sure there is no attack from the rear. Get to the shuttle first, we'll be right behind you.
Yeah, the last weapon I have is still better.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
An entire procession of cargo servitors was destroyed by gunfire, and not a single one of them attempted to flee.
Yeah, no, they usually don't do that.
The turret was placed in a great hurry, but the Technomat never had the chance to activate it.
We are going to do restocking of grenades and things like that right now. Skull. Okay. Kibella as well. I want to have them stacked up with everything because, for those who don't know, we're moving into a boss fight. This is pretty much Act 1's first, or Act 1's biggest boss fight right now. And we will try to do our best to actually deal with it. I don't know if we're going to succeed the first time. It is a rough fight in general, so yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Okay. You auto-saved. I'm gonna check. There is nothing now here. Okay, good. It's saving itself as well.
The stench of Feisline and blood blankets the starport. Echoes of shouts and gunfire drift over the landing pads. The shards of plexiglass crunch underfoot. You recognize Sergeant Malga amid the crowd huddled next to the shuttles. He was the soldier who greeted you upon your arrival on Rikard Minoris. A group of bloodied and frightened people is wedged between Malga's wardens and the shuttles. You recognize them as the governor of the planet and the members of his high-ranking entourage. Their expensive attire has been torn in the fight and many bare wounds left by bayonets.
Sergeant Malgar, I demand immediate report. What's going on here?
The sergeant spins around to face you, his face a twisted grimace of anger.
Our esteemed governor and his gang of cronies have been cowering behind us, and now, when things got rough, they thought they could scarper and leave us here to die. We've shed our blood for him and broken our backs to provide for him. And after all this? You think that's fair, you piece of grick shit?
Malga's stun baton hits the governor in the chest, causing the adornments on the governor's uniform to jingle in unison. The governor spits out blood and opens his mouth to respond, when his head explodes. His body falls limp to the side, his remaining eye staring upward. The chorus of the nobles' screams cannot drown out the sergeant's spiteful whisper.
Enough. You've said your piece.
For generations upon generations, the nobles of this world cared for Rikard Minoris and ensured the prosperity of its inhabitants. And this is your gratitude, peasant. For killing a nobleman, you deserve to be executed where you stand.
Cassia throws out her hand, and Malga's knees buckle.
My mentor was right, the rabble truly have no honor.
Abelard looks at the governor's body, his brow furrowed.
Madness. Punishable by death.
With whom do you serve, humanity or its foes? How dare you speak injustice with kindred blood on your hand? Lower your weapon if you value your soul.
Malga raises his gun at you, only to immediately lower it. His hands are shaking. Shame and despair are showing through his mask of bloodlust.
For crying out loud, your lordship, sir, how could you say such a thing?
A dull thud comes from deep within the starport. Heavy footsteps shake the rockcrete, raising an unpleasant tremor in your bones.
You thought you had killed Aurora, false believers. Trip, for I am Aurora. I am the herald of change. Behold the final dawn, and die!
I will cast you into eternal darkness!
We bear the word of truth.
The sniper is the one I want to go for first. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
Better crippled in body than corrupt in mind.
Don't leave us.
What is that monster?
That's an order.
Its image, it is twisted by corruption. Oh, Emperor, is my life meant to end so soon?
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Okay.
Strike is a prayer. I'll do it.
How much is the hit chance? 63. And the other one is 78. Fuck's sake, we're going for it.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
It missed.
As the
Fuck.
Emperor commands, I act. I'll
50.
do it.
It hit. Good. The fact that he took out Harold in the first turn is detrimental to our plan, but at the same time, become stunned. Yeah, we just need to do this. We need to get damage on him.
Let's get to it.
Our enemy's might is unfathomable. Offer a prayer to the Undying One, for we will appear before his throne soon.
Okay.
I shall not fail. The shadows will see it done. Trust me. As honor ordains.
My threat analysis indicates insurmountable superiority. Survival prognosis is disheartening.
Activate calculated fury algorithm. The Omnissiah condemns you.
Okay. Miss.
Let's make it quick.
Yeah.
Show me what you've got.
Betrayer of the Emperor's blood. Arch sacrilege. Mine shall be a worthy death.
Out him. Yes. One of the major objectives or obstacles in this fight is taken
As
care of.
the Emperor commands, I act.
At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
I will not die in dishonor.
An armor penetration. No.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Trust me.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Hey.
An offering of blood, as the tenets demand. As honor ordains, I shall not fail.
My vow is to significant value. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain.
Okay, so we are going to do that.
None can escape
Shoot
the
you.
Emperor's judgment.
It's going to give us another stack of that.
Doubt is
Going
for
to
the
be
weak.
run and gun. How much damage do you actually do? Not much. You actually do
As the Emperor commands, I act.
7 damage.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Going after Cassia, or who are you actually going after?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
No damage. Okay.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Aim for the heart next time. A dance of blades and shadows. As honor ordains. The shadows will see it done.
Request approved.
Okay.
Running binaric override.
3 stacks of that as well.
Request approved.
Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen. I'll do it.
Can get to him, but I'd rather take this.
Careful now.
Use medkit on me, and then throw nade on him.
It will be done.
Okay.
If I may. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. Each strike is a prayer. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without this is why I was chosen.
29 damage.
Here we go.
Trust me, death is a blessing. I shall not fail. As the tenets demand, killing brings me no
Hey.
pleasure.
And then it's just one guy left, huh?
As honor ordains, come, the other side awaits. I bring mercy and retribution.
As the tactical imperative dictates. My vow is to serve. Running binary override.
Doubt is for the...
Hey, we actually managed to do this. There's... Where's the enemy? Oh, there.
I'll
Okay,
do
fair
it.
enough, he's dead.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I get the miss for the first time. That's fucking hilarious.
The unrighteous have come to take all that we have from us. Let us stand united, my brethren. To battle.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Know your duty.
Harold fell down and got out. And that means... Okay, so during an extra turn deal 9% more damage. During the extra turn their non-attack abilities. I think we're going that. You deal 2 more damage. Where it becomes a priority target. 10 movement until the end of the turn. Where it does not provoke it until... I think that. Until the end of... End of combat, yeah. I think that one... The target also provokes attack whenever it attacks. Okay, fair enough. Dismantling attacks cripples an enemy until the next turn can't move. Okay. Soldier harder to dodge until the soldiers end of turn. Each area deals additional damage until the end of the soldier's turn. They until the end of combat the fire rate by 30%. Yes. Immediately full heal. When using after killing an enemy, blade dance against free dodge until the end of combat. Yeah. There was loot over there? Oh. Can't talk to them. Okay, fair enough.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Sergeant Mulgar. Fast pistol. Life-draining sword. Okay, that's a new weapon. That is a new weapon.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Guess we're going to use that one. It is a fair bit more additional hit chance, 30. That's 25. Has a smaller range. Lower ammo. Just has single. I think we can make use out of them. To the void ship we go.
Thanks be to the Emperor, you are alive, your lordship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have.
Before anything else, I will hear your account of what happened to the sun of the system.
The Vox Master falters.
Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the sun, black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded the star, and then, my apologies, but I struggle to find words that could describe that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void.
The interrogator closes his eyes and grimaces.
Droogery.
You see Abelard's expression change as if a shadow has suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple wearily.
As if we did not have enough troubles on our hands already.
The Xenos, enemies of humanity.
Heinrichs nods.
A breed of the Ildari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. The design of their ships matches the description provided by the Vox Master. Like all Xenos, the Droogery are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect, and many of those creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The theft of a sun is one example of what they are capable of.
Are the Xenos in league with Aurora cultists?
We can rule out that possibility. The Droogery would never ally themselves with the archenemy's worshippers. If I had to name one thing that humanity and these Xenos have in common, it would be a shared loathing for warp corruption.
Heinrichs glances around.
The situation calls for immediate action, Harold. We can continue this conversation later if you so wish, but right now.
He gestures at the deck teeming with tumultuous activity.
I believe you should assume command.
What is the current situation on board?
The navigator's sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump.
Pasquale's voice buzzes anxiously from his Vox.
It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnissiah grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel.
What happened on the planet? What's happening on the planet now?
Our augur operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the archenemy's powers at various locations on the planet. Based on the fragments of communications picked up by our Vox operators, there is practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles.
Do we have any hope of retaking the planet?
I fear that Reich ad Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttles salvaged from the starport.
The dark eyes of the Sister of Battle flash.
We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving the people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all our efforts to saving those people who at this moment look to the heavens in hope of salvation.
The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the Holy Relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electro-priests who guard and tend to it.
Abelard furrows his brows.
Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykad Minori's. The von Valancius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish. And so, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation.
Heinrich's eyes, like two deep, dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you.
The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge toward death, the finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the archenemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos. A sacrifice great enough to bring forth a daemon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing of the Electro-Priests' monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rykad Minoris from becoming an outpost of the archenemy.
Only death can rescue these people. The Undying One has reached out his hand to this world. It is time for him to reap his harvest. We must not reject his design lest millions of names never reach him and instead perish in the depths of the Empyrean. Death is a mercy, Daemon Herald. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple, I can see it even from orbit. As do I see that the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I'm with the lady on this. Enough talking, we need to get out of here while we still can.
My question is this. If I bomb this fucking planet, do I get even the option to get the new companion? We're googling this shit. Okay.
Yes, Lord Captain. I will immediately inform the navigation and artillery decks of the impending maneuver.
Heinrichs inclines his head.
The right choice, Lord Captain. May the sacred exterminatus cleanse this veil of corruption.
The bridge is in upheaval. The technomats' prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pasquale with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him.
Do not interfere.
The hectic storm of prayers and haphazard rituals rages on. Pasquale, still as a statue in the eye of this maelstrom, makes no attempt to bring it under control. The Vox Master's voice is extremely tense but carries no hint of shameful panic.
Your Lordship, warp spawn have invaded the ship. We have blocked their advance by depressurizing one of the infirmaries in their path, but it is only a temporary measure. The crew have been ordered to arm themselves and pray for the success of the Lord Captain and his engine Seer Prime.
If you do not bring the situation Magos, why don't you assume control of the Technomat? Surely their contribution will speed things up.
They would only be a hindrance. I am searching for a way to rectify the error.
Pasquale is muttering without taking his eyes off the data slate. There is a certain anxiousness to the way he moves his mechadendrites.
What's going on here?
The warp sextant is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I am currently calculating a plea that might appease the noble spirit.
Magos, if we do not swiftly bring the situation under control, we will all perish. Act swiftly.
Pasquale shoots you a look of fierce pride and says with gravity.
You are right. This is my temple.
His vox booms with power.
Tech comrades, heed my instruction.
The mayhem immediately subsides, and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnisara's servants start working in sync, and the binary clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magus coordinates like a skillful conductor.
1. Admirably done, Pasquale. The Omnissiah guides me.
The prayers of the tech priests surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pasquale, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extends a mechadendrite toward you.
Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain.
The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnisara's creation. Among the numerous controls you see the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as at the gate to the warrant chamber. Pasquale's voice becomes imbued with imperious force.
Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit propitiation. Senior technomats, recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the campanological protocol Omnissiah Rejoice. I must inform you that for the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating of its datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure.
Pasquale looks down at the data slate in his hands.
A minor deviation from the rite of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit.
What must I do?
Place your hand inside the throat of the cogitator guardian, the cyber gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the warp sextant.
Pasquale's voice grows quieter.
The laws of the Omnissiah know no exceptions, and so in this ritual I will remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may we receive his blessing.
Place hand in the cyber gargoyle.
The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vid screen before you changes. Connecting 0000.1. Connecting 0000.2. Connecting 0000.3. // suck.sysreg 789.0344 act.sysinit. ID 8627 / input pack.comp.
Lord Captain.
Pasquale stops and then continues more calmly.
Please. You will anger the machine spirit before we have removed the restriction.
By my authority, I revoke the invulnerability protocol of the warp engine.
One of the cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pasquale sees this and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine.
Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls.
In meek solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pasquale inserts them in the cogitator's slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy censer's foul-smelling clouds of smoke and from the loss of the blood that the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes.
Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity.
Pasquale enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vid screens. Suddenly, he stops dead.
No.
His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command. His mechadendrites, clicking their pincers, pull at one lever after another. The vid screens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magus.
Everything on right, Magus?
After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted on the cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flame and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnisara's servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pasquale mournfully grates out.
The mass of errors in the warp sextant's calculations is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped.
A moment later, the Magus continues uncertainly.
Perhaps, an alternative Ryzen protocol, or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils.
The tech priest bends over the cogitator, but something in his pose and movements reveals his desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static image changes. Pasquale is too engrossed in his ritual to notice.
Read the information on the vid screen.
// input pack.comp. // nom_os stab true. // nom_os stab false. // stat.check in it. // perturb. The cogitator's servant creaks quietly in its joints, a sound that is drowned out by the binary hymns and the tapping of command runes. // input prompt dot. // nom_os ping. // nom_os rec risk.
Machine spirit in the name
// nom_os operat dot risp. Injury.
Guard on
//
to us against our doom.
Pasquale echoes your sentiments with the triumphant sounds of a binary hymn. Pasquale's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screens begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The tech priest's vox crackles in shock, but his report is as clipped and clinical as ever.
Registering, warp sextant activated. Registering, data stream stabilizing. Registering, 0 data errors found. Reporting, the warp engine is ready for translation.
After a pause, Pasquale adds,
I am also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of deactivation. Lord Captain, Raver here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation to the warp, your lordship.
Contact driver. Lord of the Captain speaking. I give the order to commence translation to the warp.
Waiting for you to ascend the captain's throne, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us.
I'm still wondering if the Arbites actually made it out. If not, I will be a bit miffed off.
Valencia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void shift plunged deeper into the Coronis expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
I don't think he fucking made it out.
Lord Captain, allow me to report, our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibunda system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furibunda system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coronis expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and to allow the servants of the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your protectorate, Dargonis, Janus, and Kiavagama. Master Zachary Wise has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Immaterium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading, I quote, apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible. Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Harold.
I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall, Harold. Once, your lordship, young Yvain Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality and for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Yvain swears he will not forget his debt to you. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection right, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Harold von Valancius has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator provided that he possesses the decryption key.
You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pasquale's mechanical voice.
Proctor Anthar has asked to inform you that he and his arbitrators will be disembarking on Footfall so that they might continue their investigation.
Okay, great.
He also wished to thank you once again for rescuing his squad and sends his assurances that the Marshal will hear of the invaluable assistance you provided.
Footfall is just a brief stop. What's next?
As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your protectorate, the time will come for your Magni Accessio, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of the rogue trader. It is mostly a formality at this point, you already possess all the privileges granted by the warrant. And yet it is a major milestone in your personal history, the moment your name graces the list of heads of the von Valancius dynasty. We are all looking forward to that day, Lord Captain.
Magenta, who is the Reverend Harmonius who wants to talk to me?
He is the head of the Drusian mission on Footfall and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompany the new rogue trader of the von Valancius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that we meet with Reverend Hieronymus. The shed blood has washed away the taint from our bodies, it is only right that we now wash our souls with the blessings of the servant of the Undying One. The Drusians, like the blood-spun web, are devoted to asceticism, rejecting wealth and luxury and surrendering themselves to his service. Though their thread is different from ours, the first spinner spoke of them with respect.
Like this, tell me, yeah, no.
Vigdis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. Vigdis turns to you again.
One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise and you inheriting the title. Leech Tokoro will be informed, it is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he is expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader, he will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit it incognito.
I will arrive incognito.
It will be done, Lord Captain.
Victus bores again.
With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties.
Okay. We have gathered a lot of things today. We found a new weapon that I haven't actually seen before. Where is it? There? Conviction. The wheel of what? Conviction. The wheeler restores equal to 25% of the damage dealt by bleeding the target. Most warrior. Ooh, that's nasty. If you combine that with a full-on bleed build, yeah. Okay, what is the bonus we get from that? Votary reaches adherent. In the first round, all criticals scored inflict burning damage. Okay. What is this then? Until the start of the next turn, the rogue trader become immune to any attacks from demon and xenos. All demon and xenos in 5 cell is considered. Okay. Once per battle, the rogue trader chooses an ally. Ignore enemy armor. Any momentum expenditure by the rogue trader and their allies included is reduced. Okay, so more ultimates and stuff like that. Level 16, and we're almost there. I'm going to pick. Yeah, I'm going to pick this. I'm going to pick Overseer on my main character at least. Okay, we are going to save, and we're going to call it for today. I am hungry, I haven't had breakfast, so I'm going to go off and do that, so take care.